The island life. The two best decisions I made. Number one was moving to the island. So I got my island shirt. I've got a photograph of my island wave that my son took. And you might even be able to hear an island rooster outside my door. They run around wild. That was the first decision I made. Actually, it came second. The very first, as far as how important was, is I answered the door when Jesus came knocking. The objects that we're going to use is island slippers, or anyway, any kind of shoes. Now on the mainland, these are called flip-flops, but here they're slippers. But you can use boots, anything you want. Now the culture thing is very simple, and it might not be the one you think it's going to be. You might be aware that if you wear your shoes or your slippers into somebody's home, that's a major offense. That is really, really rude, okay? You don't do that here. But that's not the one we're talking about. We're talking about one that's kind of old, I don't know if anybody does it anymore. It's sort of gone away. And it's this. The person living in the home, if they want to put out a welcome mat, instead of a welcome mat, they put out a pair of slippers. And the slippers are pointing towards the door, welcoming anybody who wants to knock on the door. If they don't want to be disturbed, if they want a do not disturb sign on their doorway, then they put the slippers facing towards the sidewalk, telling you, go away, don't knock on the door, okay? Well, Jesus did this fantastic verse that we have to teach to our kids. It's so cool, and it's so important, and it's so life-changing, and that is Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Anybody who opens that door to me, guess what? I'm going to come in, and I'm going to share all these blessings with you. That's what the kids need to learn. So you hold up your shoes, your slippers, whatever you got, and you tell them, hey, if these are pointing towards the door of your heart, if you're pointing these slippers towards the door of your life, you're welcoming Jesus to come in. You're saying, I accept you as my Lord and my Savior. And what a wonderful thing to do. That's the object lesson, and after you tell it, and after you go over the Bible verse, you can then do the salvation message, however you want to do it, whatever you have in mind that the kids need to hear. But whatever you do, you got to get that verse into their thinking, because it is so, so very cool. It's just the awesome promise. The Son of God will come in and really bless the socks off your slippers or something like that. And a fun game you can play with this, an action game. Two teams, have them stand against the walls. They take off their shoes. You take and put the shoes all randomly in a pile, and you say, go. And the first team that gets them all back on all the right way, shoes tied and everything, and they're standing up again, that team wins the game. Mahalo for serving God by working with kids, if that's what you do. God bless you now.